your organs. We know like our organs. Like if you eat this food, it goes to your heart, it goes to your liver, it goes to all these organs. But for some reason, they don't think about the brain. The brain is an organ. For some reason, people think that they can only get like the macronutrients from the animal that they eat. They only get the protein, the carbs, the fat. They don't think they can get the diseases that the animal had. Like and people really think that.
All right, guys, we got John Lewis here with his film called They're Trying to Kill Us. What a name, man. What a name.
Might as well keep it real.
Yeah, and you said it's a sequel to the first film you made, right?
Yeah, What the Health.
What the Hell.
Yeah, it's a sequel to What the Hell,
yeah,
which is on Netflix already.
And a lot of people watch that one, right?
A lot. It's actually been recorded as like the most viewed documentary on Netflix.
No way, the most viewed? Yeah. Holy crap. What was the feedback on that one?
It was controversial, but it was like, it woke a lot of people up. Like, even if people didn't go necessarily vegan, they were just like, yo, we got to change the way we eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it hit, like, right before the whole lockdown and everything, and people were just reflecting on all the bad habits and all the things that are allowed in this country as food, and I think they were like, yo, we need to change up.
Yeah.
So I definitely got hit up a lot. I got a lot of emails after that one came out.
Dude, I don't buy meat in the grocery store anymore.
I was a butcher at one point. That's
how
crazy it is.
Holy
a
crap.
vegan that was a butcher. Like, imagine.
Where at?
In St. Louis. I grew up in Ferguson. Right where Mike Brown was killed.
Just like in a butcher shop?
Yeah. I was actually like, I would serve the meat per order. Like, literally, people coming to the butcher shop and be like, I need 10 pounds of that, 3 pounds of this, 4 pounds of that, and we would just cut all that up.
Wow.
And it was so funny. Our tactics were so horrible that me and my best friend, it's funny, he's vegan now too. This is like, we did this in high school. We worked there in high school. But it was so bad that we would go, you know what, we're not buying any meat from here because it's horrible. And we would go buy it from somewhere else. Like, it was that like bad. It was different. And it was the same practices all over, you know.
Damn, so you got PTSD from that stuff.
Oh, dude, definitely.
So you went vegan shortly after that?
Nah, man, actually, it took me a while. I didn't go vegan till my mom was diagnosed with colon cancer. And I remember talking to the doctors, like, you know, how this happened, what's going on. And the doctor was really, like, frank with me. Frank. But, you know, he's like, you know, too much fried animal foods, stuff like that. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's not hereditary? He's like, no, this is a lifestyle choice. And so I started doing more research, you know, and believe me, I wasn't trying to go vegan at all. Like, Philly cheesesteak was my jam, like, you know what I'm saying? And I started looking at it, and I was like, damn, I started seeing all this proof, especially in the African-American community, like, how meat is just like tearing us apart, like, and just animal products in general. And so I was like, man, let me try this thing out, you know. And then like, I actually got mad at first because I started feeling so good that I was like, damn, I'm not going. Hey, there go that Philly cheesesteak, like no more of that. But then like the more and more I did it, man, I won't call myself an athlete anymore. As a person who still wants to be athletic, but I'm not an athlete, I still feel like I'm able to like move like I did when I was in college.
Wow.
Like, still work out the same. You know, like I still go. I'm not as fast. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like I'm running a 5K tomorrow in LA. Like I'm leaving here going to LA to run a 5K tomorrow. So
damn.
Like I'm running all the time. I'm still lifting, and like I said, I feel like I'm still 27 and I'm 47 now.
You're 47?
47.
Dude,
yeah.
you look like you're in your 20s. It's hard to tell with black people. Dude.
Yeah. They say black don't crack, but I know a couple that cracked up. But yeah, like if you treat yourself, it's how you treat the body, man. If you treat it right, it's like I say the human body is like the woman that karma was actually modeled after. If you treat it right, man, it's gonna treat you right.
Yeah.
If you treat it bad, you gonna know real fast.
You and John Salley are onto something, man. You guys both look good.
Yeah,
and you said that's your mentor, right?
Yeah, that's my mentor. Yeah, we go way back, man.
You met through hoops?
Nah, met through social media actually, like 15 years ago.
Damn, what was that? MySpace at the time?
Yeah, right. Black Planet. Yeah, and then we actually met in person at an event that they had both of us come out to, and then we just hit it off immediately.
Nice.
Like, and you know, he's a clown, so like, me and him, we vibe. And it's funny, he used to have a wine out, and we're at he was in Miami showing people the wine and giving them stuff, and he's like, hey man, you here? Come on in. So I come in and I stand in the back while he's talking, and like without hesitation, he goes, oh, everybody, I want to introduce you to my illegitimate son, John. And the amount of people that believe that like people were coming to me after he got done talking, like, oh my God, how is it that John Salley as a father? I'm like, he's just with y'all. Like, that's not. But yeah, we got that bond, man. Like real, like anytime I'm in LA, I'll call him up, let him know. Even if I can't see him, I let him know I'm in town.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's cool.
Yeah.
He was one of the first NBA players to go vegan, right?
Yeah. And I mean, he's still, old as but he's just a good dude, man. Like, and I think that prolonged him, and like, he still does his yoga. He still works out. He doesn't work out like lifting heavy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he takes care of his body like crazy.
Bro, he sent me that parasite cleanse.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, did he send you that too?
Yeah.
Dude.
Well, yeah, I've known about it. But yeah.
Oh my, he said that cleanse has treated cancer. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I'm one of those people. I'm not the vegan that says vegan's gonna end all, be all, no disease. But if you really look at like our hospital industry, it's not full of people that's eating fruits and vegetables. Like right. Nobody goes into the ER and what happened? Oh man, he had a salad today and his heart exploded. Like it's the years and years of like turmoil that we do, and it's like sometimes it's too far where you can't change it with just the food. But a lot of times, man, and I'm sure John can tell you too, we know so many people that have changed their life by just changing what they eat.
Yep.
I know a guy literally, he owns a vegan restaurant in Fort Lauderdale called Green Wave. And he literally had stage 4 prostate cancer.
Jeez.
Never had chemo, never had surgery, just went raw and changed everything up.
Whoa, just from eating raw food?
Yep.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And there's cases like that all over the place. And I'm not saying like, for everybody that's out there, like the ultra meat, that's all you eat thing, sure, that might work for some people too. But I know for a fact this stuff works. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this helped me tremendously with everything in my life.
I bet. There's also a spiritual component too when you're eating animal meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, it's a guy that reached out to me today, real cool dude, and we always chat. And he was like, man, I slipped up. I had meat. And he was like, man, I felt like, and he's really into his religion, really Christian. I'm not religious, but I don't knock anybody's religion. Yep. I'm like, do you? And if it makes the best person out of you, do it. And he was telling me, he's like, man, I just felt like it took me further away from like my spiritual beliefs when I ate the meat. And I was like, you know what? Maybe that was just a test for you, dude. Like, it's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now go back to it. You needed to get away from it to see how much you missed it. Now go back to eating the fruits and vegetables and da-da-da, and now you'll be fine. But like, it's definitely a spiritual component, man. Like I ain't saying I was the most angry person in the world, but I definitely was a different dude. Yeah. Back.
No, there's some generational trauma within your community.
Yeah.
Like people like hate on that statement, but it's definitely true.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like I just think the food in general affects our mental state. Like for some reason, everybody will think about like your organs. We know like our organs. Like if you eat this food, it goes to your heart, it goes to your liver, it goes to all these organs, but for some reason they don't think about the brain. Your brain is an organ. So if you eat the food and up that, why wouldn't it up your brain? like what about that part? Or like the people that think like for some reason people think that they can only get like the macronutrients from the animal that they eat. They only get the protein, the carbs, the fat. But for some reason, they don't think they can get the diseases that the animal had. Like and people really think that. Yeah, they just think they only get the good stuff from them. It's like, well, if you eat tainted food, it's gonna taint you. That's
and a lot of the meat now is vaccine too.
That in my documentary we talk about. The funny part is, a lot of people were like anti-vax. I'm not telling anybody to do it or not do it. I'm just saying that to the people that were anti but they eat meat, I'm like. You was still getting the vaccine, getting some kind of vaccination. Yeah. So Dr. Reyes, that's in the film, he talked about how the United States is the #1 consumer of pharmaceuticals of any country in the world. There's only 2 countries that allow pharmaceutical advertising. Of course, we're one of them. And the crazy part is that people don't know is that. Quick question for you: What would you think is the largest demographic of pharmaceutical users in the United States?
By race?
Just general, just anything, any group you can.
I'd say older, right? Old people?
No.
Really?
No. Animals.
What?
animal agriculture.
Really?
Look at the conditions they got them in. They dump more pharmaceuticals in the animal agriculture to keep them from getting sick and dying early. They living in conditions that are crazy. In the film, I actually go to a hog farm, and like that was another level. Like, it was crazy. But he was telling me like all the vaccines and pharmaceuticals that they got to give them just to keep them from dying early.
Oh my God!
Because he's basically like a holding cell. He gets the pigs at 5 weeks, feeds them for 20 weeks, and gives them to the slaughterhouse at 25 weeks. And they don't see daylight the whole time. So,
what?
Yeah, they don't. When people be like open range and this and that, half the time like it's open inside in a hut. Like so, basically they got slats on the floor. So when they piss and defecate and all that, it just goes on the floor. And so he has these things called oh man, I got the word wrong. So basically all that stuff goes in there, and then they have pools outside. So they have 3 of these, basically lagoons. So they hold all the piss and all this. Now this is one hog farm in North Carolina. Now, mind you, North Carolina has more pigs in the state of North Carolina than it has humans.
Wow.
That's how much, and that's just one farm. I mean, that's just one state. Imagine all the states that do chicken, beef, all this. So that's why we got such a big problem. So another thing is that it's not just harming the people that eat the meat. It also dives into, so you got these lagoons of pretty much, right? I don't know what my cursing level is.
No,
here, so
good.
I probably hit it already, whatever it is. But if you think about it, so you got all these lagoons that's holding these feces. So at one point in the film, we're standing on top of one of them. They got like these tops that they're supposed to be reinforced. And I told my co-director, I said, man, if I fall in here, don't bring me back, dog. Just let me go. Just don't even try to bring me back. I don't even want to live with that embarrassment. So I asked him, like, how many, like, what are we standing on? He's like, oh, we're standing on 6 million gallons of hog feces.
What?
That's one lagoon. He's got 3 of those.
That's the way they bury the just in a lagoon?
No, that ain't even how they bury it. That's where they hold it.
So what do they do?
It gets worse than that. So they have what they call spray fields. Now, mind you, this is a hog farm. Now, mind you, you got pigs, chickens, all these other industries do the same thing. So nobody's buying hog.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, hey, I'm in the industry, can I get some? So they have what they call spray fields. And with the spray fields, what they do is they spray the hog feces over these fields to basically put it back into the ground. So it pollutes the water. So basically, if a breeze comes through, it's just going to blow it. And all these, majority of these hog farms, cattle farms, pig, whatever it is, chicken, they're located in communities of color. And what happens is all this hog waste goes into these people's houses. Mind you, you can smell the hog waste from 5 miles away.
Oh my gosh.
That's how strong it is. So we had Johns Hopkins actually check out. Sorry about that. We had Johns Hopkins check out and basically do a sweep of people's houses. So they swabbed the kitchen, the toys, the furniture, all came back with hog waste.
No way.
Just living in their house.
Oh my God.
In fact, Ruby, beautiful lady that we interviewed, she actually died from complications after we interviewed her.
Jesus.
From living in that. And literally, we're at her house on her front porch, and you can smell hog.
That is terrible, dude.
It's crazy. But people don't think about that when they're like, oh, but I got to have a bacon. It's like, all right, you're still supporting that too.
Wow.
Yeah, it goes deep, man. And that's why the film really got blackballed, because we tell everybody where the money's coming from, who it's going to. This CEO was working for this pharmaceutical company. Now he's working for McDonald's. We break it all down.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why a lot of people were like afraid of this, for real.
So you saw all the big companies. You were able to link them together, like big pharma,
yeah.
big food, big agriculture.
Yeah, and when, like I said, when we met up with the OWN Network, and they pretty much told us that this is the best documentary they've ever seen. They want to purchase it to help heal the Black community, and we dove into like some more logistics, and then that's when they were like, yeah, but we got to cut 30 minutes out. I'm like, why you got to cut 30 minutes out? They're like, yeah, because even though we had the lawyers fact check everything, it goes right after our main advertisers, and we can't have that. And I'm like, well, damn, that's a slap in the face, because like you just told me it was the best thing, but you're scared of these people too. And like we even talk about how like the insurance companies have over like $1.9 billion invested into fast food industry.
Wow.
So they double dipping.
Damn.
And it's all fact check. You can just like, I mean, the thing is, it's not a secret out there, but nobody's going to look for it. They just like, yo, this shit tastes good, so I'm just gonna keep eating it. And it's addiction. That's what it is. Like, it's called the FDA for a reason, because food is a drug. It's the most addictive thing you'll ever put in your body, but you don't pay attention to it, and you'll just keep doing it because that commercial looked good.
Yep.
You know, I remember I got my undergrad degree in marketing. I'll never forget when I graduated. And now that I said I'm 47, so long ago. I never forget my marketing teacher. She told us good luck, finding a job. And we're like, well, you could have told us that before we got the major. But then she goes on and she says the reason why is because they're hiring psychologists now for marketing. So like when you watch that pizza commercial and you see the steam come off the pizza after 5 seconds, that's psychological. They're looking at how the brain reacts. And then they wait another 15 seconds, and then they pull the cheese, and you see the cheese. So it triggers you the whole time. You're like, damn. You're like, man, like this is how bad we are in America. We could be literally eating food, watching a food commercial and going, damn. Like that. Because we all do it. Like you laugh because you think about it. Like, we actually do that. We'll be eating breakfast like, yo, what we having for lunch today?
Facts.
We did.
Every meal.
Every meal. Like, I'm like that too. Even vegan, they're like, yo, man, I can't wait for dinner. It's breakfast. Like,
that's so facts. They're so good with the subconscious marketing.
They're good with it.
And the coloring and the letters, everything.
Coloring, the sauce. Wait, make sure that mayonnaise drops off the side of the sandwich right now. 15 seconds, they lost interest. Go back. Yeah. And that's why basically people don't even know this. And you probably won't hear anybody say this. Well, you probably say it afterwards, but nobody thought about it. Food commercials was the first TikTok.
Yeah.
They knew. Your attention span and so they're like, we lost them. All right, drop something. Oh, we lost some steam coming off the burger. Oh, we lost them, bite the burger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then think about that too. How many fast food commercials have you seen a morbidly obese person on?
None.
But how many morbidly obese people eat fast food?
Almost all of them.
They don't keep it real. They're not going to tell you that.
Nope.
Yeah. And the CEO of McDonald's, guess what he not eating?
Fast food.
McDonald's. That's like the CEO of the cigarette companies. They don't smoke.
Yeah.
They know better. But they'll give it to us in a heartbeat.
I've never seen Warren Buffett drink a Coke.
Exactly.
He's an investor in them, though.
Exactly. They know.
They know.
Don't get high off your own supply.
Yeah.
They're the biggest drug dealers there is out there. They know it.
Yeah. It costs a lot of money to own a McDonald's.
A lot.
Millions.
People don't even realize it. The franchising fee, it's all these different things that go into it.
Yeah.
And they just sitting back getting fat off of it. Well,
printing.
Not fat off McDonald's food itself, but yeah.
They got me good on the Beyond Meat marketing, dude. I started eating that first, and then I found out what's in it.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, I mean, I know the guy that owns Beyond Meat, so it's no knock on him. But it's funny because I get people on my page always talking like, yeah, but you're eating this and this. I'm like, dude, when have you ever seen me post about me eating this? I don't even eat it, but it's just people just associate veganism with all the processed stuff now.
Yeah.
And I tell people like, yeah, veganism can be expensive, but it's like it's expensive and it's bad when you're eating all the junk. It's still junk food at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to eat junk food probably ever, but definitely not every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, now don't get me wrong, am I traveling and I'm like at some vegan restaurant and they got a vegan burger, yeah, I might try it. But I'm at home, none of that in my house.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Must be tough to eat out for you.
Not really, man.
Really?
Nah, I'm very hard on myself though. Like, there's actually a vegan donut shop here in Vegas. And it took a lot not to go this morning. It took a lot.
This morning, damn.
Oh, yeah. Well, because they close it it's called Ronald's Donuts. I think it closes, shout out to Ronald's Donuts. You just got to plug. But I think they close like noon or something.
Damn, that's early for a donut.
Yeah. So, like, they close very early. They, like, open early, though. I think they open like 5.
5 a.m.?
Catch people going to work, whatever.
Okay.
But then they close at like noon.
Okay.
So I was going to go, but I was like, you know what? I've been doing real good. Let me just.
Yeah, you got a 5K tomorrow.
Yeah, I got a 5K tomorrow. But I'm averaging right now 6.5 miles 3 days a week.
Jeez.
So yeah.
That's impressive, man.
And I tell everybody, I'm team sloth, man. I'm a professional jogger. I'm not a runner. I'm not out there to win. I'm not out there to beat anybody. I just want to finish.
You're just doing your thing.
Yeah, we were talking in the back, and I was telling people that Rich Roll's a real good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And one time, both of us were doing a 5K together, and so they put teams out there to get people like more hyped to do it. And they were like, you can sign up under Team John or Team Rich. And I'm like, who's going to sign up under me? That's Rich Roll. He runs 100-mile races. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the crazy thing, a lot of people don't know, he'll run those races with no headphones, nothing.
What? 100 miles?
100 miles. Yeah, like crazy.
The mental discipline.
Yeah, like I'm not there. I will never be there, and I'm okay with it. But I told everybody, I made a video, and I was like, anybody want to sign up with me? We are Team Sloth. We're not out here to win. We're out here to have a good time, finish, get done. Like, that's what I do. I do it for, like, mental clarity, man. But I still have my headphones on. Might be a podcast, might be music, whatever. But I will say I get so many ideas when I'm out running. It is a mental thing. Man. You get a runner's high for real. No matter what the pain is, your mind goes somewhere.
Some of my best ideas are on walks or runs.
Exactly. But I think you have to go past a certain point because it's gonna be pain at the beginning.
Right.
Like, and I'm not talking about like past a certain point in that run. I'm talking about like you gotta go past a month of doing it, past 2 months of doing it. Because in first months it's like, why am I out here? Like, I don't understand. I was here for the Wu-Tang concert back in, what was that, March, I think it was?
I heard about it, yeah.
And I did like a 5-mile run here, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, it was so hot, man. I was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Like, it's a different run. Like, I was drying out, my lips were chapped. It was like skin like flaking up. It was so different.
Vegas
man.
heat don't mess around.
I wasn't even sweating anymore. That's the crazy thing. Like my body just stopped perspiring. Like, I don't know what to do at this point.
It overheated.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Were you on a dating show?
Yes. Oh, you did your research.
I did. Can you only date a vegan, or what's your criteria for
Nah,
it?
man. Nah. My wife, like, she's vegan now, but when we met, she wasn't vegan.
Oh, wow.
Like, I believe in meeting people where they're at, and then we see where their heart is and where their head is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and now, mind you, to date, whatever. I mean, you go date. You get to learn somebody. Because somebody cannot be vegan but be, like, compassionate and be, like, looking or interested in it. But, like, if you got somebody that's talking about your lifestyle all the time, then that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but the dating show was funny. That was interesting. I was vegan on the dating show, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You were probably getting some heat for that.
Oh, I was.
Because back then, it wasn't as, like, accepted.
It still ain't.
Facts.
It was like everybody thought I was crazy back then, but I'm like, yeah, everybody still think I'm crazy. So I guess it really don't matter. Yeah.
Well, Brian Johnson's vegan. I like that dude.
Yeah.
You know Brian?
Yeah. I don't know him personally, but yeah.
I think he's doing really good things for health.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get him on the next documentary.
Yeah. You hook it up.
I got
put
you.
him on there,
that dude's an
sure.
animal. I hope you get picked up though, dude. I really want to watch this thing.
Man, it's so crazy just to see like when we made this film, I'm very critical of my work. Like whatever I do. Like I was an obese kid too, so like I always think I'm at like 25% body fat. No matter what I'm doing.
Damn, that's high.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I was 315 as a freshman in high school.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and I wasn't 6'6". I was like 5'6".
Jeez.
I was a tall freshman, don't get me wrong, but just the sad American diet, the standard American diet. And so I'm always just critical of my work. So I didn't know, but every time somebody sees the documentary, like, dude, this is crazy. And like I said, I got Billie Eilish and Chris Paul as executive producers.
Yeah.
And networks are still like,
I didn't know Billy was vegan.
Yeah. Billy been vegan for a long time. About 7 years now.
Wow.
7, 8 years, yeah.
Yeah, I knew CP was.
Yeah, actually, watching What the Health is what actually helped him go vegan.
Really? Holy crap.
Yeah, and then and I'm actually working on some more stuff with him to come out. We're working on I don't know if you ever seen like a MD Motivator.
I've seen
on
him. Paul, right?
Yeah. So we're working on some content like that.
He's a carnivore though, right? Or is that someone else?
No, MD Motivator is the guy like. He'll go and be like, hey, I'm sorry, man, you got $1 so I can catch the bus?
Oh, no. Yeah, that's someone else. I'm thinking of Carnivore MD.
Yeah, Carnivore MD.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I had to block him, but not because
Really?
No, not him. It was because all the vegans kept tagging me on all his and I'm like, and for a while, I think he thought I was having these people tagged. I'm like, dude, I'm not. I'm a big believer in post whatever you want on your page.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. Whether it's, I might not agree with it, but that's your page. I'm not going to come in your house and tell you what to do. Same thing in my house. Like, when people come on, like, I always laugh when people come to tell me what to do on my page. I'm like, you're literally telling me what to do while telling me I shouldn't tell people what to do.
It's ironic.
It's ironic, but they don't look at it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're working on some content like that to where we're like going to help people out and like being genuine about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's gonna be on film because it's that catch-22. Like, do you really want to show on film? But I think the more positivity you show, the more people are inclined to do it.
Absolutely.
Like, if you hide all the positivity and you just let the negativity run, people are like, yeah, you know what? I don't care about nobody else either. Yeah. And that's what we're seeing pretty much a lot right now in the world.
Yeah. I think there's a movement, though. I think the truth is getting out there more and more.
Yeah. And that's what we need, man. We need more kind people, man. Like, it's enough I think we got enough We reached our limit. With the cup is overflowing with like, we need more kind people out there.
I love it. You see this Ryan Garcia stuff?
Dude, I was in the Uber on the way over here. I'm like, what the, like?
Yeah.
And I whoever made the post, I put a comment. I said, how to lose your career in 60 seconds. Like, this is literally, he is writing the book on how to just ruin your career.
Yeah.
But it's ruining other people's lives. But I'm like, man, what are you doing? Like,
I thought it was a show for the Haney fight, but then he kept it up after, and I'm like, what the heck?
What do we say? Mental health is like it. What I'm not saying it's exactly what he eats, but it's so overlooked.
Like, it definitely plays a role. You can't argue that.
Yeah. I mean, getting hit in the head doesn't help a lot either. Like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy. When I heard that he had done some stuff, but then when I actually heard what he was saying, I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
So he said the N-word? I didn't see it yet, but I heard about it.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like, wow. And then he like doubled down like on Twitter. And he deleted the tweet, but everybody, once it's out there, it's out there. And he doubled down on it, man. Like, it was crazy.
Holy crap.
Yeah, man.
He's not black, right? Like, he's Spanish?
No, he's Mexican.
He's Mexican.
Yeah, he's Mexican. In fact, I saw some people on that post were like, I'm Mexican and we don't claim him. like, this is not us, dude. Like,
holy crap.
They basically were like, he's not like us. Like,
damn, man.
You can hear Kendrick Lamar playing in the background as I was reading.
I just saw that video yesterday.
Oh yeah, man.
That might be the best diss track of all time.
I'm big on diss tracks, but that one there, yeah, man.
That's a career ender.
Like, I mean, it's still Drake, so he gonna come back in some kind of way.
Yeah.
But I think it's basically what he did to Meek Mill. It's what Drake did to Meek Mill happened to him. It's like the bully got bullied, and like he didn't know how to come back from it. And I think being silent, I think somebody in his camp finally said, "Hey, man, just let this one go, dude. Like, it's not working for you."
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope maybe one day he'll come back. We'll see, because I mean, Drake got some tracks out there that's dope.
Yeah.
But I think he'll take a little break for a little while.
He needs to, man. He's got to fly to like Barbados or something,
just
dude.
Just chill.
Hang it up for a year.
Yeah, chill. Start doing community service. Like that. That's gonna help him out.
He had a good run though, man.
Oh man. Like I said, career not done.
It's not over, but
he just got to watch what he does.
Yeah, it's tainted though. Like, I don't think this will be forgotten.
No. Any song where he's talking is going to be. He just got to keep it in love ballads, like Kendrick said. You know, like, I like you when you're doing the ballads, dude. Like, as long as he does that, he's good.
Facts.
It's when he tried to, and he does. Like, sometimes when he does all the gangster, I'm like, I don't look at Drake and think gangster. Like, oh, just keep it in the cool. I'm a winner. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like when he keeps into the winner and he starts using like the Jamaican accent, and he's not Jamaican. You take it a little bit. But I love his music. But like you said, just keep it a certain way.
Yeah.
But I've always been a bigger Kendrick fan than that. Like, he's got a song called Black of the Berry.
Mm-hmm. I haven't heard that one.
Oh man, it's like an anthem to like really. It'll put you in a rage mindset though.
Really?
Like, oh, dude.
So it's like what's that? DMX.
Yeah.
DMX type of vibe.
Yeah.
I listen to DMX before my basketball games. Gets me so pissed.
Man. DMX is not like something you listen while you dropping your kids off.
No, hell no.
Unless it's that Reading Rainbow remix. You ever heard that one?
No, I haven't.
There's a remix out there where somebody, this is years before like AI really took off, but it's like literally got like a remix of him with the Reading Rainbow theme song, but like DMX hyping it up the whole time.
That's hilarious. I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Are you working on another film right now?
Yeah, we got some ideas out there. We got one that we want to start doing, which is basically talks about the disparity of like financial income between races. And basically it's like a Black Mirror, Twilight Zone mixed with remember Watchmen that was on HBO.
I didn't see that one.
It's like a superhero film, but it involved actual events that happened. So it had a fiction and nonfiction part to it.
Got it.
So basically it's like, what would happen if a Black family was in charge of all the money in the world, but they had to keep the secret. And so they had to live broke just to keep the secret. But then when the grandmother passed, she told the granddaughter the secret, and the granddaughter's like, well, that. I'm going to give the money to the Black people.
Yeah.
And so basically it's like, I don't know, I want to say $100 million, just as an example. There's 100 million Black people in the world, and every black person in the country got $1 million.
Oh, wow.
To even it out. But it also shows the good and bad, though. Like, some people can't handle getting that much money, and they try drugs, and they start kicking it, and they spend all the money. Some people use it responsibly. But it's just evening the playing field out to, like, okay, if these people have generational wealth because of what happened in the past, what about the generational trauma that's passed down, too, for the other generations? And it's just evening it out. But it shows, like, the good and bad. It's got some comedy to it too, but we're working on that. We're putting the whole plot together and everything.
That'd be cool. I always see that comment online where it's like, if Jeff Bezos gave everyone $1 million, it wouldn't affect him.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. He would sneeze at that. Like,
but it's also not as easy as that, though.
It's not.
You know,
it's not, because everybody's not going to use it responsibly either.
It would just funnel back to him eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's going to Amazon after they get it.
I'd be shopping nonstop on Amazon.
Packages just at the door. Like, he's like, yes, thank you.
People think like money will solve everything, but if they got $1 million tomorrow,
education got to come with it. And I think that's where, like, social media literally does have the good and bad. Social media can be educational. It's got its bad stuff, but if you use it right, because I get it on my posts a lot of times, like, when I'm like, well, we got to change this if we do this, and I give, like, nutritional information, this and that, and people are like, yeah, but people aren't changing because they're not getting the education. I'm like, well, that's what this is. Education doesn't mean you got to have 12 degrees hanging on your wall. I know some people that are rich as hell and don't have 1 degree.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what it's about. It's about learning. Education, nowhere in the definition of education does it say university. An example might be used for university, but it doesn't say university.
Yeah.
Education is everywhere.
Someone needs to make a documentary about colleges and universities.
We thought about that too, especially the HBCUs and how they were founded and, like, where they came from and where they stem from.
I don't know much about that.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, the funny part is a lot of them were funded by the white education.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Well, because in certain circumstances there are good white people out there, so. and they felt like, you know, they need to have their own, because you got to remember it was so segregated for so long that a black person couldn't just go to Yale, couldn't just go to Harvard. So they needed their own avenue. And it was funny because somebody was talking to me about, I made a post yesterday, about, like, I really don't celebrate 4th of July because people were still enslaved on the 4th of July. So why would I support that? People are like, you're living in the past. I'm like, you're celebrating the past. like how am I wrong? I was like, and I told him, I said, if people stop telling lies, I'll stop telling the truth. We're even. And the thing is, I don't say it with anger. People think I make posts and I just sit there waiting to combat with people. I make posts and I go on with my life.
Yeah.
Like,
you're one of the most positive people I met, to be honest. So
I feel like you gotta be positive, man. Like, it's so much negative out here.
Yeah, they are starting to question a lot of the past. They're going after the Holocaust now. I don't know if you've seen this.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
A lot of people are questioning what exactly happened.
Got you.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I would love to see, like, what they come up with on that.
I mean, with 9/11 and all this stuff, it's an interesting time we're in. A lot of new information's coming out.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, it's new to us. Somebody this whole time has known. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody this whole time has known what's going on. And we're just like, really? That happened? They're like, yeah, but trying to tell you, like, because I don't believe in every conspiracy. I don't. But I believe, just to be vegan, you got to believe in a conspiracy. Like, you got to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and conspiracy doesn't mean lie. Conspiracy just means it's somebody's conspiring to do something. All right, let's go check it out. That's it. And Do I believe everyone? No, but there's some out there you like, oh, that makes sense.
A lot of them, yeah. A lot of programming. Now that I know of the programming, I could see a lot more of these being possible.
Oh,
but before I was like believing everything on the news, so I didn't believe in them.
Or like when my mom was still here, rest her soul, man. It's so funny. I would tell her certain things, and it was because of the source that she wouldn't listen to it. She changed my diapers, so she's like, dude, I'm not listening to you. I never forget coconut water. I'm not even exaggerating. I was like, Mom, you need to hydrate more. Coconut water, try that out. No, coconut water, I'm not doing that. I'll never forget, she sends me an article. Yo, I read this article about coconut water. I've been drinking it lately. It is amazing. And it was like a year later. I'm like, Mom, do you remember me telling you that? You never told me about coconut water. I'm like, really? But I think it depends on the source. Like, put it this way, we're living in a world right now, presidential debates about to come, presidential candidates are coming out. Mm-hmm. Whether they like one candidate or the other one, if one candidate says something, no matter how true it is, if they hate that person, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. And we live like that throughout life, period. Like if a certain person says it, like I'm trying to think of Mayweather. Mayweather's always under the gun because he's flashy. So he might give great advice one day, but we're like, man, I hate how flashy he is. He just told you how to make money. But he's like, I'm not listening to him.
Selective bias.
Yeah.
You see it with Mr. Beast. He'll cure 100 blind people. The comment on Twitter will be like, why do you do that?
And that's that. Shout out to Mr. Beast. Never met him in person, but definitely a huge supporter of what he does, because that was kind of like the whole foundation of like doing this thing with Chris Paul and his team in order to like, show on camera what you're doing to help people. Like if people get mad at you for showing good, that's on them. That's something internal that they gotta take care of. Like
Facts.
if you see good deeds and you get pissed, something's wrong with you. How dare he do good things on camera? Like what? Like my bad. Like you need to go check that out though. That's medical.
Yeah, that is, dude. You should be happy.
You should be happy. But that's and I get people all the time that ask me like, well, how are you so positive? I'm like, look, man, I tried the angry, dismissive, hateful, just angry at everything. And you don't even realize how painful that is until you start living happy. It's a painful experience, man. Everything's going to trigger you. Everything's going to piss you off. Everything's going to make you go, well, why not me? But if you start just looking at the little things and being happy, do I ever get mad? Yeah, I'm still human, but it just don't last as long.
Yeah.
But it's happiness, and this is one of my quotes I came up with. I'm always coming up with quotes. I'm not saying they're great quotes, but I come up with quotes all the time. And I say, happiness is a learned art. It's a skill. You got to practice it every day. If you want to have a good jump shot, what you got to do every day?
Practice.
Shoot jumpers. You want to be happy every day, you got to practice being happy. But people think you're just going to wake up happy and like it's just going to last all day. No, it's literally going to be something to trigger you all day.
Yeah.
And you got to be practicing to the point of where like that don't even faze you.
Absolutely. Dude.
To the point it's comedy.
Yep. A good way to know someone is bringing them to pick up basketball. Some people get so pissed.
So pissed. I stopped playing. I'm not going to lie. I think that actually helped me.
You were one of those guys?
It wasn't that. It's just like, I can't stand, and I'm sorry out to all the pickup players that like, I played college, semi-pro, travel ball, all that. And like the people that never play organized ball past like little leagues that swear they're the best player in the world.
Yeah.
And they're talking to you. And I'm like, dude, like, or like you go set a screen and they're like, why are you setting the screen? Like, dude, that's how you play basketball. like they're waving away picks. Like, dude, you're not getting open. Like, so I think that's the part. And then like the people that just foul like crazy. I'm like, dude, you literally could have killed that dude. Like, not injured him. Like, you could have, if he would have fell the wrong way, so like that was my anger. It was like, because if you think about basketball and most contact sports, you don't get injured by yourself. It's somebody undercutting you. It's somebody bumping you when they shouldn't have. Like, no, like you're in the air and they're just like, oh, you're not dunking on me today. So now they're going to do something.
Ego.
Yeah, ego.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been much happier since I stopped basketball.
I feel that. I just don't involve myself.
And
like,
it's
I'll
hard.
play, but I don't talk.
It's hard. Yeah, I never was a talker, though.
Yeah.
No, the thing was I never talked back. It's just for some reason it would get me to where, like, and I think a lot of people, they don't like the guy that doesn't talk back. they probably want to fight you more because you don't talk.
Facts.
I used to get more people wanting to fight me because I never said nothing. And one of my best friends, the guy that was the butcher with me, shout out to Craig, not Craig from Friday, Craig. He would talk for me, and it made it worse. I never get. There's a kid I dunked on our senior year in high school. I grew up with the kid, but our teams were playing each other in the Normandy Christmas tournament, which is like the biggest Christmas tournament in St. Louis. And I was the tallest point guard in the conference, and so he tried to do a half court. He waved away the pick. I'll never forget looking at him like, really? Like, like you really think you about to take me? I'm like, okay. And he tried to cross over, and I remember picking him. And I remember going to the other end. I was like, I'm just going to lay it up. And then something told me like, and I cocked it back. And I didn't know he was coming. I didn't know he was coming. And when I cocked it back, here he comes. And it was horrible. To the point, his dad, I'll never forget, I saw his dad after the game. And I went up to him, I'm like, hey, Mr. I'm not going to say the name on here. I'm not going to embarrass him. I'm like, hey, man, what's going on? He was like, don't talk to me.
Damn.
He's like, you did that to my son, and you think you can talk to me? And I was like, dude, I'm 17 years old, dog. Like, why are you mad at me? Like, I was like, wait a minute. Your son tried to cross me over. If he would have crossed me over, you was cool with that. But because I picked him and dunked on him, but my best friend Craig, I'm not exaggerating. If we're ever in the same vicinity, Craig brings it up. Craig will bring it up. Man, remember when John, you remember when you dunked on him? I'm like, Craig, we grown men, dog. You gotta let it go. Like, he hates me to this day. And it was just one play.
Damn.
And he hates me to this day. But Craig is like that. He'll talk trash to anybody, no matter what I'm doing. I'm like, Craig, it's cool, man. Like, let it go. Like, it's okay, let it go.
That's funny, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, John, where can people find you, and can they watch the film anywhere?
Yeah, right now it's on Tubi. Me and Sean working on some other stuff. We're gonna get it some other places, but Tubi is on Tubi under They're Trying to Kill Us. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter. I'm even on like Eventbrite. Anything I can get my name under, because I do that on purpose too, because I know people take names and then like you never know what's on.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear the story about like Holly Berry?
Holly Berry, no, what happened?
So back in the day when websites were like first starting out, and Holly Berry might not be the right name, but it was one star, but I'm using Holly Berry as a reference. And basically these dudes would just go buy up names, but they would put like on it.
Oh.
And so these stars couldn't have that. And so they end up buying the websites for like millions of dollars, because people are like, no, you can't have it unless you give me $1 million.
Damn.
Because they bought it first. And so I always like, whatever new platform comes out, I get my name immediately.
Smart.
Just in case somebody does something stupid on it. Because I'm like, I'm not giving you $1 million for it.
And John Lewis is a pretty common name, so
yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll link all your stuff below. Thanks for coming on,
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for watching, guys. Check out the film, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.